Hi, this is Jon Clements for the UMass Fruit Advisor. Today is Friday, June 16th, 2006, and we have a special guest this week. Our guest is Dr. George Greene, formerly of Penn State University, now retired in Maine, vacation land. And we're here with Win Cowgill too. We all know Win, the New Hampshire seacoast. We just had lunch with George, and Win is going to ask George a few questions about the fruit industry and what he's seen over the years in his lifetime and his contribution to the fruit industry. So, Win, I'll hand it over to you, and you can ask George a few questions, and he'll respond.
Hey, George, good to see you.
Good to see you, Win.
It was great to have lunch today.
Good to see John, too.
George, why don't you tell us about where you started out at? Where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in Ashland, Mass. on about a 70-acre apple orchard. Mostly apples and mostly Macintosh, some delicious in Cortland.
And your dad was a commercial grower?
Yeah, he was not into retail at all. He was hauled everything into Faneuil Hall Market, which is now Quincy Market in Boston.
Okay, which is now a big tourist area, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess the wholesale business is over in Chelsea or Quincy.
Okay. Tell us about where you see what you've seen the industry do the last 30 years.
Well, of course, my career was in Pennsylvania, and down there it was a lot of processing apples, York Imperial grown for the canning market, and that's pretty much stayed stable, but some things are going down in popularity. Single serve is a big deal now, but a lot of those growers are moving more toward fresh and away from processing to a certain extent.
George, tell us a little bit. You've been retired how many years now? And
about 6 years.
6 years doesn't seem that long ago. That's because you're still around. You're still active. Where are you living now, and what are you doing to keep yourself busy?
Well, I live in Wiscasset, Maine, and I'm close enough to the ocean I don't get real cold. So I got a homeowner's orchard. I got some disease-resistant stuff, and I got a Honeycrisp tree to keep Jon Clements happy. And
excellent.
I'm looking forward to picking my first Red Haven this summer, so I can get a decent peach up here.
Excellent. And what do you do besides fruit growing? Do you have some other activities, hobbies?
Well, yeah, I'm in the senior citizens group in Wiscasset.
I heard the rumor is you keep the town straight with their budget too.
Yeah, I'm on the budget committee.
George, why don't you tell us what you focused your career on when you were working at Penn State?
Well, I was pretty much of a generalist. When I went to Biglerville, I spent some time working on wine grape varieties with Carl Hazler. I worked on apple rootstocks. I did some work on peach rootstocks, and I guess the biggest thing I ever worked on was the calcium nutrition work. I worked with Dr. Cyril Smith up at the main campus.
And that's calcium nutrition on apples.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the bottom line. What came out of your work?
Well, the bottom line is that I think calcium chloride is the cheapest product that's very effective. I looked that up in the chemistry book and looked at all kinds of calcium sources, and calcium chloride has the most calcium in it per unit, and it was available commercially as an industrial chemical, so it was pretty cheap.
Right. George, why don't you tell us a little bit about why it's important to use calcium in apple production?
Well, a lot of the varieties we grow are fairly susceptible to either corking, which is a problem mostly in Delicious and York Imperial, but bitter pit, which shows up either near harvest or in storage. Both of them can be very devastating because you put all the money into growing the crop and then the quality's not there when you come to sell it.
I think I could safely say that as a result of your work, including calcium chloride in the foliar cover sprays on apples is pretty much standard practice now for orchardists.
Yeah, I think it is. And I see my recommendations, not that they're mine personally, but my rates and things are in quite a few state publications.
Right. I know I certainly have your rates in our New Jersey book. I didn't reinvent the wheel. I just use your work, and that's what we recommend for our commercial production in New Jersey.
All right, well, that was great. Thanks, George, and thanks, Win, for that little interview. George, we appreciate you doing that a lot and wish you all the best in retirement. Absolutely. And we hope that your replacement down at Penn State, Jim Shoup, carries on the good work that you started. I'm sure he will.
Thank you very much. Yep.
Jon Clements for the UMass Fruit Advisor for this week. We'll check in with you later. Have a good one.
And the quote of the day is, what's a blob?
A blog is something related to a blob.
music. Oh, it's unbelievable.
I don't know what the hell a blog is.
You're going to find out in a minute. All right, quiet for a minute.